Are you trying to connect with your spirit guides, your angels? Think, man, that would be such a wonderful experience to know that I had divine protection and support. There was actually forces in the subtle realms that had my back and were going to make my life easier, but you're just not feeling it and you don't know why. Well, the problem is that you're probably stuck in the ego channel and you're very, very distracted and consumed with what is taking your attention away from that inner channel in your heart. My name's Sonia Choquette. Thanks for tuning in. Today I'm going to teach you how to connect with your spirit guides and angels when you're having no luck so that your life gets easier fast. So the first thing that we need to focus on is, where is your attention? Your spirit guides and your angels are very subtle, so they're not going to interrupt. If you're busy talking all the time, and especially about what you hate and dislike in life, they're not going to get through. And if you're scrolling on social media all the time and distracting yourself with being completely involved in things that aren't your business, that don't really matter, and especially with social media, focusing on things that cause you to compare and feel bad and get all worked up thinking and believing there's a party out there that you're not invited to, which, by the way, isn't true, then you're not going to listen or connect with your divine guides. You're not going to connect with your higher self, your angels, your guides, or anything, because you have the noise of the world holding on to your attention. One of the things to do is to disconnect from all that distraction. You don't have to disconnect all day long, but I would say if you want to connect with the subtle realms, you have to make an appointment to do it. When I first started learning to be intuitive, I had the best teachers. And one of my teachers asked me to show up every Friday night at 7 p.m. when I was very young. I was 14, 15 years old, maybe younger, and it said, we'll have our class then. Well, I remember early on, very early on, like the second or third class, I was late. And when I showed up and I rang the bell, he didn't answer. So I was annoyed and confused. This is way before the days of cell phones, and this is way back in just about dinosaur ages. But I waited for a while, and then I rang the bell again, and he didn't answer. And then I thought, oh my God, he's senile. He forgot. That for a while I sat thinking maybe he'll show up. I rang the bell again because he was quite a bit older. He was in his 80s. And then I thought, oh my God, he's dead. Never came. So I finally went home after sitting on the porch for a good 45 minutes waiting, and he never showed up. And all week long I called on the phone, never answered. So when I went back the following week and I rang the bell, I was on time. And I rang the bell. He answered the door, and I was like, oh my God, where were you? I thought you were dead. And he said, what do you mean, where was I? I was here. Your guides were here. Your angels were here. We were here. You didn't come. So we left. And it really left an impression on me about how to connect with angels, guides, and higher self. You have to respect these connections, make appointments, make it a priority. You don't just have them sitting around, and when you get to snap your fingers like they're your servants. You have to show a bit of respect to show up to the higher realms by unplugging from all the noisy distraction and confusion around you and go inward in a predictable way. That's why so many teachers encourage you to have a spiritual practice. It's basically an appointment with your higher self, so you show up, because they're all there. But you don't show up, you're going to miss it, and you can't blame anybody but yourself. I recommend that what you do is you monitor how you pay attention to and monitor where your attention is and how you use it to connect with your guides. Start first thing in the morning. Start with a meditation of even 5 minutes. I mean, what is so urgent that you can't take 5 minutes to go inward, to be quiet, to pay attention to your breath, to ignite, just put a hand on your heart and breathing in, one on your belly saying, it's good to be alive. I feel my spirit and I'm opening up to all the guidance in the universe that's there for me. My morning prayer every day is, divine spirit within me, move me in the direction of my highest good this day and make me aware of every opportunity to bring a good energy to those around me. And I've been saying that ever since I was a child. So if you set the intention and you quiet yourself with 5 minutes of meditation, you make the connection for the day. Second thing you want to do is, your angels and guides are there to help you, but with what? It's up to you to tell them what it is you need help with. So get organized. Start in the morning. What's happening today that's important? I have a meeting. Please come with me to my meeting. I'm giving a sales pitch. Please help me, sales angels, that I can communicate positively and bring love and support to the people I'm selling to. Maybe you have a doctor's appointment. You ask for the healing guides. Maybe you're going to go to meet someone on a first date. I want my relationship guides with me, my angels, my higher self, the ground, protection. Whatever it is, name as clearly as you can what it is you want support in. Then, as you move through the day, remember to check in with your guides and say, okay, here we go. We're going to go in here. I need this help. I am available. And then take a few breaths, up to 10 quiet breaths, where you go inward, you go into your heart, and you listen. It's like that. Now, you might not get any immediate answers, but you know at least I've opened the channel. I showed up. I am available, so my guides will show up as the day unfolds and as I need it. Next thing, you're not looking for words. Your guides might just physically move you in the direction of your highest good, or things might just download in the process of communicating with someone in the moment. Bright idea might pop in as you're speaking that you never thought of before. So that's how it works. Just monitor how much social media time you spend. Give yourself a limit, maybe 10 minutes, because it certainly takes you away from the inner channel, your inner guidance, your inner direction. And of course, we all find funny things on it. I'm not going to vilify it, but I am going to say, if you're just numbing out on it, you're unplugging from the gold that your own spirit and your spirit guides are bringing to you. You are unplugging from the source. You're not showing up. So your guides can't help you. They can't do anything if you don't show up. So it's up to you to make that opportunity to connect happen. The next thing is, say thank you in advance. Thank you, angels, guides. Thank you, higher self. Thank you, Mother, Father, God. Thank you, universe. Whatever feels right to you. The people or the spirit guides that are on the other side know who you're thanking, even if you don't. But a good, solid thank you definitely amplifies the channel. Definitely makes it a lot easier to connect. Definitely brings in good energy and makes this communication and this dialogue with your spirit realm support system more anchored in your experience. So you don't just ask for help and otherwise be rude, don't show up, don't listen. And that brings me to the final point. When you get guidance, say it out loud. And if you really want your guidance to flow through, listen to it. Don't argue. And the number one argument I hear all the time is, well, how can I be sure? Or I don't know where that came from. Well, you do know where it came from. It came from your intuition. It came from your higher self. It came from your angels and guides, because that's natural to my being as a spiritual being. And my job is to say thank you. And yes, I will follow that. So usually your guides will give you little suggestions. They won't overwhelm you. If there's too much talking, that's your ego. If it's just a little move here, do that, try this, step in, say hello, connect, that's your guidance. It's a bunch of little deals that make a big difference. But my key point today is, if you want to connect with your angels, guides, higher self, and the universe, and you want that to help you, unplug from your distractions. Be a little disciplined, be a lot consistent, make appointments, show up, be clear about what you want help with, and then be sure to say thank you. That pretty much will correct any disconnect you have and get you in the flow immediately. So again, thanks for tuning in. I'm Sonia Choquette. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, and more importantly, subscribe so I can see you again in the near future. All my love.